Are you tired of hitting roadblocks in your dating life? Join me for a free masterclass where I'll be revealing the 3 nice guy dating patterns that turn women off and what you should be doing instead. Unlock the secrets to creating genuine attraction. Click the link in the description to sign up now. Men are so unaware that while we're getting chastised for trying to learn how women function and date them because it's seen as manipulative, that women have had the game on lock for way longer than we have. And so I want to show you a couple of videos that I saw this week that illustrate this point. So here's the first one. This is a video of Deion Sanders talking about to Shannon Sharp about his Brittany Renner interview when she was on the show, talking about how she finessed guys in her DMs.
I had Brittany Renner in a meeting when I was in college. I might be about $15 million more richer. Because she broke it down. The coldest line she said, I got more checks in my DMs than Nike. I said, wow. That mean they at her.
Yes.
Okay, and she's trying to tell them how this is played out. She say, it's women out there that do their homework. They know everything about y'all because you tell on yourself on the gram and on social. So they know how to go get you. And you thinking you conquering it and you ain't because it's all a plan.
You think you run a game and they run a game on you.
She was unbelievable. And I'm hoping, and I know, a few guys learned tremendously from her speech. She brought us, she opened a lot of eyes.
Right. So what is he saying there? What did Brittany say on the show? She's talking about how women are seeing the guys in the DMs, going to their Instagrams, and then studying up on them. So these women are actively studying us to see what we're about, what our likes and dislikes are, how we move, how we maneuver, how we function, the kind of friends we have, how we spend our money. And then they're able to go and use that as a means of coming up to us and appearing a certain way and being jovial, being kind and talking about these things over here that just happen to match with our likes. Like, this is the kind of planning that women do. We're thinking we're bad because we're trying to get over on, like, okay, if I learn how to do a certain conversation technique, then women will like me more. Oh, that's manipulative. They're full on. If you go on, I've had women tell me, like, before a first date that they were already on the internet searching for me to see what I was about, what I was into. Like, that's the kind of deep level that women are going to in terms of being able to figure out how they can best either serve you or manipulate you depending on the woman that we're talking about, right? So then I want to talk about this other guy. I think his name is Trevor Bower. All right. And so he was a guy, let me get added to the stage real quick. So he was a guy that basically was playing for the LA Dodgers, right? And then I think in 2021, he hooked up with this girl. She claimed that, I'll say, he coerced her into doing acts in the bedroom that she was not giving, she was not saying we're okay, right? And so she went to court and she lied on this guy and said that he touched me in this way and did this thing and it was all horrible, this and that. And so this guy, as a result of that, he was a pitcher for the LA Dodgers right here in California, and the team dropped him because of the allegations, right? Now, I don't want to do a whole show talking about the allegations. Long story short, the case was found in his favor. He decided to sue her back. And so for like, the same thing that that Johnny Depp did for Amber Heard, you know? And so in that court case, he was found not to be liable. Her insurance company paid her $300,000. So she got the money, right? But I want to demonstrate to you guys the level of planning and detail that this girl did, because after the case was done, this guy was able to come out and show all the evidence that proved that she had already planned to get him. Let's watch this.
Victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me.
So she sent a text to her friend before she met this guy, telling to her friend what her plan was to be able to get this guy.
What should I steal? She asked another in reference to visiting my house for the first time. The answer? Take his money. So how might that work? I'm going to his house Wednesday, she said. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll. Then, after the first time we met, net worth is 51 mil, she said. Bitch, you better secure the bag, was the response. But how is she going to do that? Need daddy to choke me out, she said, being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million.
Pause there. So this woman in these texts is saying what? She's saying, okay, how do I get this guy's money? I know what I'll do. I'll go over there. I'll make him do some rough play on me. And then later on, I can say, oh, these bruises on me. Oh my gosh, these acts that he did. And then next thing you know, she's going to get his money because she's going to sue him and try to take him for all that he's worth. Okay.
Read another text. Then after the second time we met, former Padres pitcher Jacob Nix told her, you got to get this bag. I'll give you $50,000, Lindsay replied. Her AA sponsor asked her at one point, do you feel a tiny bit guilty? Not really, she replied. Since then, her legal team has approached me multiple times about coming to a financial settlement. But as I have done since day one, I refuse to pay her even a single cent.
So again, I don't want to go all day talking about his particular case because, it's alleged, even though it's over with. But the point is this, is that I want you to see this woman knew who he was based on because he had just recently signed like a $230 million contract or something like that. So she knew the money that he had. And so she researched it. She plotted out a plan to be able to get his money. Now, these examples that I'm showing you are obviously like showing women in a negative light. And I don't try to highlight on this show that kind of stuff. We know it happens and know it exists. But the point is that even well-meaning women are going to be doing their research on you, which is why I tell you guys, it takes 2 to 3 months for women to solidify their feelings. They're spending that 2 to 3 months really learning all about you and learning what things they need to do to ideally keep you happy in a relationship, but in general, like keep you around and have you, in their good graces and stuff like that. So I say this because, just like you want women out there that are kind-hearted and loving to learn about you and what makes you tick and your ins and outs, which, by the way, most of them are going to do, as you can see here. You as a guy should not be ashamed for learning things like game, for learning the ins and outs of how to talk to women, how to text them, what kind of dates are going to make their interest raise, when and why to wait for sex to happen, or how to kiss someone that date. Like all these things that I talk about. Again, guys will get chastised. I've been chastised like, oh, you're teaching guys how to manipulate and blah, 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 blah. No, I'm teaching you guys game that women are already hip to. Because the reality is, if you're a late boomer like me, you didn't have this game. You didn't know that saying a certain word or phrase is going to cause her panties to get wet versus other ones that are going to turn her away. You may not have known that why texting her nonstop is actually going to turn her off versus like leaving some subtle text here and there or using it only to ask for a date. Like you just don't fundamentally know these things right off the bat. And so I just don't want you to be ashamed for having to learn this stuff or have people make you feel guilty for doing that, because we all start this as beginners that we don't know nothing. At 14 and 15, we start getting our hormones and it's like, oh, we just get thrown to the deep end of the pool saying, you should know how to date now. And it's not the way it is. It is women, they've been from the shallow end of the pool to the deep end over the span of their younger years. We were playing with, my nephew was playing with like Legos and Nintendo. He's not focusing at all. He's drawing pictures. He's building haunted houses. He's not focusing at all on women at all at this point in time. But my niece, who's 6 years old, is already like looking into like, the Barbies and Kens and how they play with each other and all this stuff. Like it's a different world for how we grow up. So don't feel bad if you're learning this stuff later on, and don't let anybody confuse you or trick you into thinking that you're doing a bad thing by learning how women function. That's all I'm saying.
You's a bad boy, but you can't stop, won't stop. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man.